What's up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a very big day for me. It's been over a year since I've actually gotten to drive the EVO on a street. Painting all of those pieces on the car took me much longer than what I expected. Pretty much how every project with this EVO has gone so far. Luckily, today is the day that everything is finished up. The car looks absolutely amazing. I do need to take it out for a drive. It's been unhooked from the battery. I did not want the battery to get drained. I need to put a full drive cycle on it. I need to get it inspected, and I need to get it registered. Stay tuned. So far, everything looks good. There's no lights, no codes, nothing like that popping up. However, I've had some issues with getting my IM readiness monitors to be seen. I tried using EVO scan first. For some reason, I thought that there was something in there that you could look at the IM readiness monitors. Couldn't find anything. I started looking online really quick, but I didn't want to take up too much time. Also went and tried the Autel code reader. That thing is very, very expensive. But again, for some reason, I could not get it to pull up the IM readiness. It would display DCTs, but it would not show if the monitors were actually ready or not. I picked this thing up from Harbor Freight. For some reason, this one doesn't seem like it's working either. It does show that there's nothing there. It looks like everything's ready, but I know it's not because I know that I have had the battery disconnected. From here, I'm just going to leave this thing hooked up. The car has 64,699 miles exactly on it right now. So what I'm going to do is just put about 150 miles on it. I'll do a lot of different driving conditions, a little bit of highway, a little bit of stop and go in the city. After that, this thing should be ready to go. Should be able to take it to get it inspected. First time taking off out of this driveway in over a year. Always remember the front lip scrapes just a little bit, so I got to take it a little bit slow right at first. There we go. Everything feels good so far. One big thing that I do regret doing is filling this thing up with E85 before it sets. Nothing seems to be out of whack. It doesn't seem to be messing with anything. I did put a brand new fuel filter in line and brand new injectors. My biggest concern would be the fuel pump because that's something I did not replace, and I know it's got an aftermarket one from the previous owner. It truly feels so good to be behind the wheel of this car again. Every single time I start to drive this car, I get nervous because I know it's been so long since I have driven it, and I haven't driven it that much. But every single time, as soon as I get behind the wheel, I immediately feel comfortable. The transmission shifts super, super smooth. Everything that I've done to the car to make it to what it is today has made this thing so much better to drive. No issues at all on the highway now, just cruising. Even with the 5-speed transmission. Alrighty. Even with that 5-speed transmission, it's not that bad getting used to this thing as far as having it cruise at about 3,500 to 4,000 RPM. Ended up getting caught in quite a bit of traffic. Only was able to put about 60 miles on the car so far. Strangely enough though, my Harbor Freight OBD2 monitor says that all of my systems are ready. At least according to how this thing works, it shows that they are all ready right now. I'm gonna go ahead and head to the inspection station. If it works out, I can go ahead and get this thing registered. If not, I may have to put a few more miles on it. Leaving the inspection station as we speak with inspection report in hand. I disconnected this battery and reconnected it so many times over the course of the last year while painting this car. As soon as I hooked this thing up originally, it was showing all of the IM monitors to be ready. I didn't believe it because again, I just reconnected the battery this morning. Don't really have an answer for that. Very, very happy to have this thing inspected. Very, very excited to get it registered. Very, very happy to be legal again and driving this thing on the road. Just pulled back up to the house, driving the car, felt amazing as I already said. I'm very, very happy to have this thing inspected. Very, very excited to get it registered. I probably won't be doing that today. I'll wait for another day to do that. Once I get this thing registered, I'm gonna take Jagger, probably go pick up Pops, maybe go get some breakfast, go get some lunch or something like that, and just enjoy this thing for a little bit. Ended up not having to go get the registration done. Luckily, the wife over here knew that we could do it online. They gave me a receipt to use if I get pulled over by law enforcement. It's actually the next morning. We're all packed up. We're gonna go pick up Pops and go get some breakfast at the Waffle House. I am. I'm shifting the gears. Mama back in the day, she could shift some gears really good.
Mama used to have a stick shift.
Mama only drove stick shifts.
My first car was a stick and I only had sticks after that. And then when I got pregnant, I got a mom car.
It actually wasn't very fast. Grandma. That second gear pulls a little different. It hits a little different from the third. Back from having breakfast, unfortunately, the GoPro did die on me and I did not have any extra batteries. Was able to do a couple of pulls in it. Everything felt amazing. Mom did not like it very much. She's not really a go fast kind of person. After the battery did die though, I did actually do a couple of more pulls in this thing and everything again felt great. So I don't think there's any issues as far as that ethanol sitting in there for as long as it did. On the next fill up, the next time that I actually fill up the tank, I will put gasoline in it. I'm not going to put E85. But for now that I am back in the garage, one thing that I want to do, since I removed all of the emblems, I removed everything when I did the ceramic coating on the car a year ago, I want to add some of those back. There's mixed opinions on these. They're just little plastic emblems. They're not expensive. They are cheap. Some guys like them. I like the look of it. I wish that it was not this cheap plastic or rubbery plastic, whatever it is. The other thing is you can always see that there's little pieces on the edges that have to be trimmed off. Otherwise it looks like crap. It's one of those things that you do have to put a little bit of work into it, but I think it does look really, really nice on the car once it's there. Emblem is on, everything worked out great, everything went on great. I was able to shave off all of the little excess pieces on the edges. The only thing is though, the more I look at this, I'm not sure if I actually like it. When I did it originally, I had the Mitsubishi emblem still here and I had my stripes over here, so it kind of gave a little bit more of a symmetrical look. If this stupid keyhole wasn't here, that would look much, much better. I really wish I could just find an OEM trunk that already has the wing holes but doesn't have the keyhole. I think what I may do is end up putting the Mitsubishi emblem back on. I'm not one of those people that's actually a fan of all the emblems taken off. I don't like everything shaved. I didn't really want the factory emblems on there. Didn't want to go all out. I was shooting for just an OEM plus look. I'll run with it for a little while, see how I like it. If I ended up not liking it, I'll just take it off. It's been a couple of days. Got the new emblem on the back of the trunk back there. Me and Jagger are gonna head over to a buddy's house. We're gonna go for a ride, take him for a ride. Anything you want to say?
Yeah. So today we got to get away on him, head to our blend house, and then we got to go to ride around, and it's gonna be done. What to do more we got.
Welcome to Moree Garage.
Much quicker than I thought, if you want me to be honest.
Like
that threw me back in the sea a lot more than I thought it was going to. I always used to miss third gear in my Mustangs.
I can go from second to third every time, no problem. Every time. It's not a problem. But third to fourth?
You're wanting to get it right there, weren't you?
Yeah, this is a good spot.
You should be good. I used to get it through here too, going home.
It is loud, I know, man.
Why do you call it so loud?
You know, it's got that loud exhaust, so it sounds cool.
Good.
Missed fourth. I told you, I always miss freaking fourth gear. What's up, my friends? It's been a few days. Got to take Travis for a ride in the EVO. He has helped me out a lot with this car. There's been a few videos that he's actually been in helping me. While we were out though, one thing that I realized that I did not like is I adjusted the shift boot on the EVO a while back. So if you're looking in here right now, you can see how close it is to the top up here. And that's what I was trying to do. When I first put this shift knob on, this thing was hanging way down here. There was nothing actually holding the shift boot up. I pulled all of this up. I put a couple of zip ties under there. I put them as close as I could because I wanted wanted it to actually be flush against it, but I don't like that. This shift knob is just a circle, whereas the OEM one actually comes down just a little bit. This leather is stretching and it's pulling too much right here. I know it's just an excuse, but that may be why I'm having such a hard time shifting from third to fourth. I'm not going to drop this thing completely back down. I'm just going to lower it just a little bit. I'll put another zip tie on there. There may be just a little bit of a gap, but it won't be just a giant thing and it won't be bouncing up and down. Everything is put back together. I got the shift boot adjusted here. This thing is pretty easy to replace or adjust if you need to. You just pop this little piece out of there. It's just a couple of clips holding it in. There is a wiring harness that you have to disconnect underneath here if you're going to take it completely off. For me, I just set it off to the side and left it connected. There's 2 screws right here. Undo those, and then this whole piece can pop up. From the underside, you just put your zip ties wherever you wanted it. I did put 2 together just because it has the little fat piece on both sides instead of just one. To me, it just felt more symmetrical and even. I do want to test it out just to see if it makes a difference. Jagger, Brittany, and I are going to run up to the Summit Racing here in Texas. I bought Jagger a turbo hat there a couple of years ago, and it was his favorite hat. Finally wore it enough that it was pretty nasty, and we had to get rid of it. So we're going to go get him another one. If you're anywhere in the DFW area, you like cars, definitely go check it out. It's a pretty cool place to see. Jagger, Brittany, and I just got back from Summit Racing. Jagger got his hat and Brittany did pick up a t-shirt. If you guys are in the DFW area, like I said, definitely a really, really cool shop to go check out. The last year I have worked extremely hard on getting all of the pieces that were messed up painted. Overall, I have spent the last 3 years working on this car to get it to where it is today. To some, this is just a Mitsubishi Lancer. To me, this is a dream car. When I first picked this thing up, it was not exactly how I wanted it. It was not exactly what I wanted. I saved a lot of money by doing it that way. Of course, along the way, I put quite a bit of money into it to get it to where it is. This video was meant for me to just be able to finally enjoy it. I was able to get the car out, take some family and friends for a ride. This is not the end of me working on the EVO. However, I am going to shift to some new projects in the next video. I do still have some things for the EVO, but I'm not going to do it right now. I do want to take just a little bit of time to give some thank yous. There were a few people that have helped me along the way with this EVO. Of course, my family, Brittany and Jagger. Brittany's definitely helped me install a few few parts on here. Jagger even more so because he has spent a lot of time out here in the garage with me while I've been working on this thing. Sometimes helping me, sometimes just playing with his own toys, working on his own projects. My parents and especially my dad have helped me out with a lot of things, even if it was just calling up to ask him for his expertise knowledge. A couple of my friends, Travis, who I did get to take for a ride, but also Cody, both of you guys helped me out a ton with getting this transmission out, transmission in, moving this car when I needed to move it. Cody took a nice 8-hour road trip with me to go pick up the exhaust for this car. A big thanks to both of you guys. For everyone who has watched this along the way, who has kept up with it, I truly, truly appreciate you. This is not a big channel, but I know for every long form video I've posted at least 40 or 50 views in the first day or two. So quite a few have kept up with it, and I truly, again, appreciate it. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you want to catch what's going on in the next video, please hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys next time.